You're listening to Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. Hello, and welcome to this week's edition of Don't Miss This on Paris Underground Radio. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity, with a quick roundup of the best of what's happening in Paris this week. This week's edition of Don't Miss This covers the week of Sunday, March 6th through Saturday, March 12th, 2022. On Sunday, March 6th, the first 4 arrondissements of Paris will be pedestrian only, but not all these pedestrians will be of the human variety. As you'll know from a previous episode of Don't Miss This, the Salon de l'Agriculture has been at the Porte de Versailles since February 26th. As part of their closing ceremony, the Salon de l'Agriculture is partnering with the Bern Pays Basque Attractiveness and Tourism Development Agency to host Les Folies Bernaises, a runway along the Champs-Élysées like you've never seen. Along with their owners, 2,022 Bernese sheep, accompanied by around 20 cattle and horse teams, and herding dogs, will make their way from the Arc de Triomphe down to the rond-point of the Champs-Élysées where Metro Franklin Roosevelt lies. These animals will be joined by dancers, singers, and circus performers. The procession will begin at 1 p.m. at the Arc de Triomphe and is expected to reach its final destination 4 hours later. So, grab your cameras and head to the Champs-Élysées Sunday, March 6th. If 2,022 sheep left your head reeling, perhaps you'd like something to settle your nerves. Well, you're in luck. Monday, March 7th marks the start of Paris Cocktail Week, and this year's focus is on the spirits of Japan. For 1 week, you'll find cocktails, food, karaoke, master classes, and photo exhibitions throughout Paris, all with an eye to the land of the rising sun. With ingredients like barley sochu, umeshu, Japanese whiskey, awamori, and yutsu, you'll have the chance to partake in cocktails not often concocted in Paris, in places like Sherry Butt, Andy Walu, Golden Promise, and Castor Club. In addition to the cocktails on offer, there will be numerous events throughout the week to entertain and inform. You can dance the night away at Frequency as they spin 70 Japanese vinyl, or sing your heart out with a Japanese karaoke and hip-hop DJ set at Monsieur Antoine. You can discover mysteries of Hakutsuru Sake at the Maison du Whisky, and visit the Spirits of Japan Fair focusing on Japanese alcohols at the Atelier Richelieu. Paris Cocktail Week will run from March 7th through the 14th, and you can find more information at pariscocktailweek.fr. Tuesday, March 8th is International Women's Rights Day, and while I strongly believe that women should be celebrated every single day, I also don't mind a day of honor to make us feel special now and again. There are a number of events taking place in honor of this year's Women's Day, and here are just a couple. First, the Marais du 16e, or the Town Hall of the 16th arrondissement, has created a day-long festival called Engagé, or Committed. There will be all-day workshops hosted by Dare women, including Dare to have self-confidence, Dare to tell stories, Dare to speak, Dare to be creative, and Dare to exhale. You'll also find a round table and testimonials from remarkable women, an evening at the Théâtre de Passy to reward the winner of the Prix Engagé, or Committed Prize, 2022, and a showcase of La Voix des Femmes, or The Way of Women, directed by Séverine Ferrer with the help of Leolando. Second, you can partake in the festival Femixité from the comfort of your own home. Femixité is a festival of arts and speech that questions the different gender stereotypes and is open to all, because, as Simone de Beauvoir famously said, all it takes is a political, economic, or religious crisis for women's rights to be called into question. This year's festival will be entirely online. For more information on Engagé, please visit marie16e.paris.fr. That's MAIRIE16.paris.fr. And for more information about Femixité, please visit femixite.wixsite.com. That's FEMMIXITE wixsite.com. Also beginning on Tuesday, March 8th, the Musée de la Libération, or the Liberation Museum, will be hosting Femmes Photographes de Guerre, or Women War Photographers. This exhibit will feature 8 photographers: Lee Miller, Gerda Taro, Catherine Leroy, Christine Spengler, Françoise de Mulder, Suzanne Meiselas, Carolyn Cole, and Anya Nedringhaus. These 8 women covered 75 years of international conflicts from 1936 to 2011 in places like Iraq, Cambodia, Ethiopia, Vietnam, Nicaragua, Nazi Germany, Spain, and Afghanistan. They documented war zones, capturing both battles and family life. Their work humanized these conflicts through the portraits of men, women, and children too young to be fighting in the wars they were in. These 8 war photographers braved death to talk about these conflicts, some dying with a camera in hand in the middle of the fighting. Femmes Photographes de Guerre will showcase 100 documents, more than 80 photographs, and original newspapers and magazines. Femmes Photographes de Guerre will run from Tuesday, March 8th through December 31st, 2022, and more information can be found at musée-libération-moulin-paris.fr. That's museclerc-moulin.paris.fr. I said in last week's episode that I would let you know if there are any protests in support of Ukraine. On Tuesday, March 8th, France Inter and France 2 will hold not a protest, but a solidarity concert called United for Ukraine. This concert for peace can be enjoyed in person at the Maison de la Radio or simultaneously on France Inter and France 2, and will be held in partnership with the French Red Cross. The program includes performances by people like Clara Luciani, Pascal Obispo, Zazie, Florent Pagny, Julien Clerc, Carla Bruni, Jane Birkin, Indochine, and the French National Orchestra. United for Ukraine will take place on Tuesday, March 8th from 9:10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. at the Maison de la Radio on France 2 and France Inter. In-person tickets are free, but must be booked in advance on the Maison de la Radio website. For more information, including ticketing and the full program, please visit Maison de la Radio et de la Musique.fr. That's MAISONDELARADIOETDELAMUSIQUE.fr. In honor of the 100-year anniversary of the death of Marcel Proust, the Festival du Paris Retrouvé de Marcel Proust, or Marcel Proust's Paris Rediscovered Festival, is back for its 2nd year. You'll follow in the footsteps of this famous writer, with around 30 events from March 9th through the 21st in various locations throughout Paris that were significant during his lifetime. The Jean-Jacques Henner Museum invites you to take an interest in the artistic life and salons of the Belle Époque, with a series of concerts, balls, walks, and costume parties. There will be a fashion show in period costumes on Saturday, March 12th, and a grand ball for adults to learn how to dance the quadrille and the polka, followed by a tasting of madeleines on Sunday, March 13th. As if that weren't enough, the Hôtel Littéraire Le Swan will host conferences and roundtables. The Fontaine Haussmann bookstore, which Proust and his governess frequented, will host a themed walk and a Souvenir de Céleste Albaret exhibit. Dr. Sketchy's Anti-Art School will hold a drawing workshop in the Proust style, and much more. The Festival du Paris Retrouvé de Marcel Proust will run from March 9th through March 21st, and more information, including a full lineup, can be found at musée-henner.fr. That's musee-henner.fr. All good things must come to an end. And this year's 8th edition of the How to Love Festival at Le Petit Bain will be its last, and it's going out with a bang. The How to Love Festival blends comics, music, fiction, and contemporary writing. Some highlights of the program. You'll be introduced to the punk photo novel by Julie Chapelaz, while math rock fans Totoro will create a comic strip concert to the work Et si l'amour s'était aimé by Fab Caro. Thomas Gosselin will lead a divinatory mask workshop. Fleur Godard will present her cuvée of militant natural wines. And Mathilde Carton will give a reading with commentary on her book, Riot Girl, Revolution Girl Style Now, about the feminist punk revolution of the 90s. Musically, you'll be treated to concerts by Chassol, Annika, the LGBTQI+ collective Parking Stone, De Ambassade, the Cold Wave project of Pascal Pinkert from Dahlkraut, and the Thurston Moore Group, featuring Thurston Moore, formerly of Sonic Youth. The How to Love Festival will run from March 9th through the 13th at Le Petit Bain. For more information, including ticketing and programming, please visit petitbain.org. That's petitbain.org. They say that the Irish are lucky, and the Centre Culturel Irlandais à Paris, or the Irish Cultural Centre of Paris, is doing all they can to reinforce this stereotype with a St. Patrick's Day festival that will extend one day to 10, from Thursday, March 10th to Sunday, March 20th. On the program, 4 concerts showcasing traditional Irish music, multiple film screenings, burlesque shows, an evening with drag queen Panty Bliss, the Queen of Ireland, and other well-known Irish thinkers and activists who share their aspirations for contemporary Ireland, and more. So, get all dolled up in something green and head to the Centre Culturel Irlandais à Paris from March 10th through March 20th. And for more information, including the full program, please go to centreculturelirlandais.com. That's CentreCulturelIrlandais.com. Are you intimidated by French lingerie, or do you see it as a form of self-expression? Either way, you'll be interested in the Paris Undressed podcast. In each episode, host Kate Kemp-Griffin features interviews with lingerie designers, consumers, and experts to go beyond the seams of the lingerie capital of the world. Listen now to Paris Undressed on Paris Underground Radio or wherever you listen to podcasts. We'll be right back with Don't Miss This after a word from our sponsors. And now, back to Don't Miss This. We've visited Japan and Ireland and been to the 90s, but now it's time to look towards Finland with 2 new exhibits featuring Finnish painters. The first is Albert Edelfelt, 1854 to 1905, Lumière de Finlande, or Lights of Finland, at the Petit Palais, and showcases the work of Albert Edelfelt, one of the pioneers of Finnish painting. In the late 1800s, Albert took a trip to Paris to launch his career, and eventually stayed. His unique blend of Impressionism and Realism helped him get noticed, and he's still well known for his portrait of Louis Pasteur, made while the scientist was conducting his research against rabies, which was shown at the Salon of 1866. Yet Albert never lost his love for Finland, and did all he could to help his country fight for independence against the influence of all-powerful Russia. Lumière de Finlande marks Albert's first Parisian retrospective and will showcase more than 100 exceptional pieces of art that retrace his career and confirms why he remains a major figure in the world of Finnish art. Albert Edelfelt, 1854 to 1905, Lumière de Finlande, will be at the Petit Palais from March 10th through July 10th, and more information can be found at petitpalais.paris.fr. That's petitpalais.paris.fr. Now that I've whet your appetite for Finnish art, let me introduce you to Finnish painter Akseli Gallen-Kallela, 1865 to 1931, whose exhibit Gallen-Kallela, Mythe Nature, opens the very next day, Friday, March 11th. Through nearly 70 works from public and private collections, including loans from the Galen Kallela Museum in Espoo. This exhibit will span Axeli's entire career with a focus on the themes of Finnish nature and landscapes. Quote, turning his back on urban modernity, he anchored his work in a wild nature of majestic beauty, following the shimmering unfolding of the seasons by taking as motif the dense forests and the countless Finnish lakes. Symphonic, his landscapes vibrate with all the power of natural elements as inhabited by ancestral, mythological, and sacred forces. End quote. Galen Kallela Mythes et Nature will be at the Musée Jacquemart-André from Friday, March 11th through July 25th, and more information can be found at musée-jacquemart-andré.com. That's musée-jacquemart-andré.com. Let's keep this international party going with the 44th Festival International du Film des Femmes, or the 44th International Women's Film Festival, beginning on Friday, March 11th. This festival highlights films produced and directed by women from around the world and will be hosted in various locations in Paris and Créteil. Over 10 days, the Film des Femmes Festival will highlight the place of women in the world of cinema, both on-screen and behind the camera, through screenings, meetings, concerts, exhibitions, and parties. This year's guest of honor is Claire Simon, a fiction and documentary director who will also present her latest film, Vous ne désirez que moi, or You Only Want Me. An homage will be paid to the great filmmaker and pioneer of queer theories, Susan Sontag. The 44th Festival International du Film des Femmes will run from Friday, March 11th through March 20th. More information can be found at filmdesfemmes.com. That's FILMSDEFEMMES.com. Spring is coming, and if you're looking for someone special to share your life with, the weekend of March 12th and 13th will bring you everything you've ever hoped for. That's right, it's the return of the Paris Animal Show in the 7,000 square meters of the Paris Expo Porte Versailles. Are you a cat person? Well, the Paris Pet Show is the largest cat show in Europe, with 39 different breeds of cats. Or are you more of a dog person? Because you'll also find a pedigree dog village with 60 different dog breeds. Of course, if your sentiments run more fish or reptile, you'll also find plenty of new friends to choose from. In addition to the animals themselves, you'll also have the chance to discover new and innovative pet products and attend animal welfare and expert workshops. The Paris Animal Show will run from Saturday, March 12th through Sunday, March 13th, and more information can be found at parisanimalshow.fr. For this week's grand finale, I offer you a one-of-a-kind waterfront movie experience with the Lion King Aquacine session in the Josephine Baker swimming pool. Float on comfortable floating armchairs in water heated to 32 degrees Celsius while the Lion King plays on a large 6 meter by 4 meter screen. After a round of Name That Tune, the film will begin at 8 p.m. The Lion King Aquacine will take place at the Josephine Baker swimming pool on March 12th from 8 p.m. For more information and ticketing, please visit moncentreaquatique.com. That's MONCENTREAQUATIQUE.com. Well, that's it for this week's roundup of Don't Miss This. I hope this week treats you well. If you enjoyed this roundup, please tell a friend. If you venture out to any of the events mentioned in this podcast, please let me know and tag Paris Underground Radio on Facebook or Instagram. And if you think you have an event we should know about, please feel free to email me at hello@parisundergroundradio.com with the subject line, Don't Miss This. I'm your host, Jennifer Garrity. You can find me on all socials at Jennyphoria, JENNYPHORIA. Don't Miss This is produced by me for Paris Underground Radio. For more on Don't Miss This and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com. Thank you so much for listening, and happy exploring! Don't Miss This is produced by Jennifer Garrity for Paris Underground Radio. For more on this show and shows like it, please go to parisundergroundradio.com.